All right, Coach, you guys came off the 4-game road trip, picked up 4 points there. Then you guys, in a big effort on Tuesday, 5-1. Coach Tad said it was one of the more complete games of the season. What were your takeaways?
I would agree with that. I mean, complete game. I think that we took a lot of important strides over that road trip. 4 of 8 points, I would say, is it's a satisfactory week. But when you look at how we got those 4 points and the way that we played, and I think we learned a lot about our team, just internally. I think our players learned a lot about what makes us successful, and I think that it was an important road trip in terms of the building blocks of the success that we want to have long term. And so I think that on Tuesday you started to see that come together a little bit, and there's a little bit of excitement within that locker room because we're playing good hockey, and now we're starting to get some guys healthy and some guys back that are big parts of this hockey team, and you couple that with the way that we're playing and the success that we've been having within our structure, and I think it's pretty exciting for our group.
How good was the penalty kill back against Wichita on Tuesday? Obviously 7 for 7, but the 2 shorthanded goals. Speak to how that really elevated the rest of the game.
Well, I think that our penalty kill has been pretty solid, and again, the same thing. I think that we're just kind of really, as a group, learning, what it takes to be successful in the penalty kill, and really, it's very, very basic, and it's very much within our structure, and understanding that within a penalty kill, everybody's got certain roles, and if everybody executes those roles, and we limit the team to low percentage plays, then we're going to have success, and you could see our guys are buying into that. Wichita's got a really good power play, and I'm sure we're going to see some adjustments made on their part come Friday, and so it's an exciting weekend, and our guys are excited about the challenge, and that's always a good thing.
On the other end, the power play was 2 for 2, perfect as well. As a player who's been in this league a lot and now a coach, have you ever seen a game where both special teams were perfect like that?
Well, you see those games, and they're somewhat rare when the power plays are that lopsided. When we're killing that many more, and so that's not something that we want to get in the habit of doing, because usually that doesn't go that way, and when it does go that way, you're definitely pretty satisfied with that. And so it was good. It was good to see our power play get going. Some of the adjustments that we made, and you could see it out there, the guys executing on that, and a lot of power play is confidence, and so anytime you can kind of start clipping pretty good on a power play, it builds that confidence, and hopefully that helps us going forward as well.
In the film and the breakdown leading up to Tuesday night, obviously, you had some struggles with Wichita. They've got a lot of top goal scorers, but they put up 37 shots, obviously Starrett with the 36 saves, but defensively you guys held them to just 1 goal. What was working defensively, and what did you kind of see leading up to that game?
Well, I thought our D-core did a pretty good job. That's something that Tad and I have been talking about, is just eliminating the danger plays and eliminating the second chances, getting sticks in front, and it's all pretty basic stuff. But it's something that you really need to make sure that you're disciplined in, because the previous game against Wichita, and it was a 7-1 loss in Wichita. But going back over the film in that game, it was through the first 30 minutes of play. I thought that we probably controlled the play in that. We were down 1-0, and again it was just a simple breakdown on our part, but we had a lot of good scoring chances, and then you see when all of a sudden things start going bad and we start missing on some of those plays, then Wichita is a team that really can take advantage, and so I think that we did a pretty good job of eliminating that stuff. 37 shots, I think a lot were probably on the power play, and with that, like I had said, we're hopefully taking away most of the danger, the high danger plays, and giving them the low percentage ones, and when you have lots of shots like that and your goalie can see them, and it kind of gets him into a rhythm too. And then, fortunately we have Shane Starrett back there, and when we had those breakdowns and they did have those grade A's, Shane made a lot of really big saves, and you need that. You need big saves from your goaltender, and we know we're going to get that with Shane back there.
So we talked about the road trip and how that was a stretch. It's also been a stretch of injuries and illnesses, obviously, for this team. Starting to get some guys back, some guys coming back down from Coachella Valley, obviously, as well. How big and how important was it for some guys who stepped up? You think of a Pascal LaBerge, Hugo Waugh, Keegan Howdeshell, that now when some of these guys come back, it's more of a complete unit.
That's exactly right. I mean, those guys really stepped up when we needed them to, and now you start getting some of those guys back. That's a huge boost for us. When you're not playing your best hockey and when you're missing your top guys, it's really important that you are dialed in your structure. And I think that maybe that's the most important thing is all the messages that Tad's been preaching, all the messages that we've been preaching in terms of our forecheck check and in terms of our track, and our guys are really buying into that, and so we were able to win games within that structure, and that's huge and that's important. And then on top of that, you need your guys who have been elevated to those top roles to produce, and we were fortunate that those guys did, and that's really going to help their confidence going forward. I mean, we have all the belief in the world in a guy like Keegan Howdeshell that he can be a top player in this league and that he can be a guy that can produce, probably more so than even he believes in himself. And so how do you get that belief is by having success and gaining that confidence. And I think that's what you saw with a guy like Keegan and even Pascal. I mean, Pascal was absolutely huge for us, obviously player of the week there, but the way that not only that he took over games offensively, but the way that he bought into the other little details of the game was important for our team. And when guys see him doing it, it's contagious throughout the lineup, and hopefully that carries on going forward.
Speaking of carrying on, moving forward, you got 2 more against Wichita, 1 on the road, 1 at home. Defensively, after that game on Tuesday, again, you guys were so successful. What are some of the biggest keys that you want to see carry over to this weekend?
I think it's consistency within that, and you can't take shifts off with it. And you know what people maybe don't realize is that defense a lot of times starts 200 feet from your own net. Whether there's a turnover or something in the offensive zone, it's do you have a 2-3 second hesitation before you start your track, and maybe that's all the team needs to be able to beat you up the ice, and so you have that immediate urgency to get back and understand that how important that is. And I think what was important these last few games is our guys were executing in that, and they were seeing the success in that, and so that's a good thing going forward. We can use a lot of that film and say, hey guys, look, this is where we have our success, and this is why we're able to be stingy defensively, and it starts in the other end, and then we can continue to build on that going forward.
Thank you, Coach, and good luck this weekend.
Thank you.